The DSM diagnoses are extraordinarily heterogeneous, meaning they're highly overlapping with other entities. They are more continuous than categorical. So categorical means either or. Continuous means varying levels, and they share common rather than specific vulnerabilities. So there are no genetic associations at all with major depressive disorder or anorexia that have yet been discovered. So to the extent the mental disorders are inheritable, they arise from complex interactions among many genes with very weak cumulative influences. So we do not have and are not likely to ever discover genes for psychiatric illnesses. This is the most important and the most discouraging discovery in the history of psychiatry, according to one psychiatrist, Randolph Ness. So major depressive disorder, which is the most popular diagnostic category in psychiatry, is not a single entity, right? So what the DSM calls major depressive disorder is an unknown number of diverse conditions. So people with the diagnosis major depression have all these different disease states mediated by very different underlying pathophysiological mechanisms. We have no variable that defines a more heritable or genetically homogeneous subtype of depression. There's no clinician, no researcher who believes that major depressive disorder is a single illness. Despite more than 2 decades of sustained investment in psychiatric neuroscience, the fundamental pathology underlying depression remains elusive, and the diagnostic criteria for depression remains descriptive in nature, meaning depression is an absolutely adaptive and appropriate response to certain circumstances, right? Depression, the shift since DSM-3, since 1980, is to look at these diagnostic categories, these diagnosing of pathology outside the context of a person's life, which is insane, right? In certain contexts, you'd be crazy not to be depressed. In other contexts, you'd be crazy not to be anxious, right? In other contexts, you'd be crazy not to be ecstatic. In other contexts, you'd be crazy not to feel low.